Oh, man. It's almost Friday. It's so exciting. It's almost Friday. Ooh. Maybe I'm a little too excited. I like Fridays a lot. I don't know about you. Maybe you don't like Fridays. Maybe you don't like it. I don't know. I don't know how you couldn't like it unless you work weekends. If you work weekends, my sympathy to you. I'm sorry. I know it must suck. A lot of stuff going on in the news today. One thing I just want to come across is a message. We need to get this message out. It's a very important message. You ready? The left is not violent. They're not.
Just to be clear, we are well past fuck ICE at this point. It is now fight ICE.
Oh, well, she was trying to run him over. It's self-defense. I wish she was, and I wish she did. And guess what? If she did and he died, I would have celebrated because ICE aren't people. They're fucking demons in human form.
Yeah, just to be entirely clear here, just to not split.
That's pretty interesting. I mean, that right there. Oh, wow. I think she might have some anger issues. I'm not sure. they're demons. They're not people. They're demons. That's what they want you to think. Sorry to start off with such a negative thing here. We're going to get into some deeper things in a minute here, but I just wanted to cover this real quick, so I thought it was interesting.
Guess what? If she did and he died, I would have celebrated because ICE aren't people. They're fucking demons in human form.
Yeah, just to be entirely clear here, just to not split any hairs, if you support ICE, you are just as bad as ICE.
Oh.
You're a cancer on humanity that should be excised. That is to say, I want you dead.
The only true way to make America great again is to kill a fucking Nazi. So good luck, Godspeed.
I have an idea. A No Kings protest, but we have weapons and we use them.
Violence against the state. The answer is violence against the state. It's always been violence. It's always been the answer.
Bro.
If you are not loudly advocating for the death and imprisonment of almost everyone in this administration and everyone that has participated in these ICE operations, then you're a fucking collaborator.
Obviously. Oh, this guy looks like he might be a little bit stoned. I think he might be on the reefer. I'm not sure.
ICE tries to police your polling station. Mark your ballot in their blood.
Oh,
Thank you.
If they try to break into your home without a warrant, blow their heads off.
I don't want impeachment.
No, this one here.
I want them to serve time.
Remember, this is where they want you, man. Like, not necessarily just the left, the right, the left. The ones in charge want you to be scared, freaked out, angry, and at the end of your rope, where you just will lash out and do their bidding. That's what they want.
I don't want impeachment. I don't want them to serve time. I want them taken into the city town square, hung from their ankles, and cut them from groin to chin.
I just want to know when the fuck we light the torches and get the pitchforks, because we just need to burn this bitch down and start the fuck over. So,
yeah,
you with me?
Woo! Bitch!
So, like, if you just executed one of these Nazis in broad daylight, no, you didn't.
Like,
no, you didn't. 40 people were there.
The problem is these people are so indoctrinated, so I don't want to say stupid, but I'm just going to say stupid. So stupid that they get to the point where they don't know what to do anymore. They don't know how to discuss their way out of anything. So violence and shutting people down is the only answer. So once they get fed up, it's just violence.
Execute him? He was threatening your life. Jury of your peers, get out of here.
Because ICE has a violent track record of kidnappings and what now looks like murder, right? So when we see them, we don't need to be answering no questions. We don't need to be asking.
A nice calm saxophone in the
no
background.
Questions. Need to, whoa, hey, sir, boom. That's all I need to do. That's all we need to be doing.
So there you have it. Not
what
violent
concerns
at all. There's nothing
have you had
about them at all. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. So I just thought that video was kind of interesting. Wasn't the main point of what I want to talk about today. I did stumble across this video, and it got me thinking a little bit, because I was already thinking about mortality. Mortality, right? Ash Wednesday got me thinking a little bit. And it got me thinking about mortality. And that got me thinking about this guy. Where the heck did the video go? Oh my goodness. Why would I have it ready? That's crazy. There we go. Okay. This is pretty remarkable, man. So in August of 2018, Richard Bebo Russell, a 29-year-old ground service agent in Seattle Airport, using his ground clearance, got into the cockpit of a Horizon Air Q400 aircraft, even though he'd never operated an aircraft before. He managed to start the plane, taxi onto the runway, and take off. For about 75 minutes, he flew. I just thought this is interesting, kind of a cool story, also a little crazy.
What the hell? Holy shit. Oh my god.
The fucking Alaska Airlines Q400. What the fuck is he doing over here?
Hey, I found myself in a bit of a predicament. I'm in the air right now and just kind of soaring around.
449, are you not supposed to be on that aircraft?
Yeah. I did a kind of a bad thing, kind of a selfish thing. But it's all good. I'm gonna go check out Rainier.
Yeah, 449. So you hijacked the plane, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm afraid I did.
Just flying the plane around, you seem comfortable with that?
Oh, hell yeah, it's a blast, man. I played video games before, so I know what I'm doing a little bit. Nah, everything's peachy clean. Just did a little circle around Rainier. It's beautiful. I think I got some gas to go check out the Olympics. And, yeah.
Well, if you can see the Olympics, the weather's good. I can see the Olympics from my window, and it looks pretty good over there.
Man, have you been to the Olympics? These guys are gorgeous. Holy smokes. This is probably like jail time for life, huh? I mean, I would hope it is for a guy like me. I got a lot of people that care about me, and it's going to disappoint them to hear that I did this. Just a broken guy. Got a few screws loose.
I got some kind of a thing playing in the background here, so bear with me a second. Jeez, oh man. What is playing? I'm like in that old, you know what I mean, with a video playing in the background. Can't figure out where it's coming from. Don't know. Oh, I know where it's coming from. There we go. There we go. We'll finish that one. Let me finish this one first. Sorry, guys.
I guess. Never really knew it until now. Hey, pilot guy, can this thing do a backflip, you think? If you were to do it, how would you do it? Think I'm gonna try to do a barrel roll, and if that goes good, then I'll just go nose down and call it a night.
Particular run for one, the only one just completed a barrel roll. I want to confirm he did a barrel roll. Affirm he cleared the surface of the water by approximately 10 feet.
All right, Rich, this is Captain Phil. Congratulations, you did that. Now let's try to land that airplane safely and not hurt anybody on the ground.
All right. Damn it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to. I was kind of hoping that was going to be it, you know? For long, I feel like one of my engines is going out or something.
That's a wild story. I mean, that's pretty crazy. The guy did that.
What the
Like,
hell?
it's kind of a cool story, but on the same note, it's like, hey, man, he destroyed somebody's plane, man. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. So I see there's some breaking news here. Looks like Prince Andrew. Let's see here. Former Prince Andrew arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, reports say. They don't exactly say why. The man remains in police custody at this time. We will not be naming the arrested man as per national guidance. Ooh. Interesting. I'll play this video real quick here. As soon as we get through this ad. So the prince of the brother of the King of England arrested for misconduct. I wonder if that's got stuff to do with Epstein files or something separate. All in all, seems like that guy's a pretty scummy person. Let me finish this ad here. 7 seconds. Almost there. I'll pull this up. Sound back up. Jeez, oh man, this producing stuff's hard.
Formerly known as Prince Andrew of the... We are back with a Fox News alert. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew of the UK, has reportedly been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police reportedly arriving at a royal estate in eastern England earlier this morning to make the arrest. Police releasing the statement saying, quote, following a thorough assessment, we have now opened an investigation into this allegation of misconduct in public office. We're still waiting more details, but this all comes after King Charles's brother was stripped of his royal title over ties to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. We're going to continue to bring you the latest on this breaking situation.
Good.
As we learn more. Stay tuned.
You know, you're seeing some accountability across the world.
1 in 4 taxpayers was a victim
shut
of
up. You're seeing a lot of accountability, it seems like, you know, in the world. I see people are resigning. People in the head of companies are resigning. There's investigations starting around the world. That's pretty interesting. On the left here, you can find crazy Dems online. What's your point? Yeah, you can find crazy conservatives online too. They're everywhere. I guess it's to point out to mock it a little bit, man. You know. So I stumbled across that video and it got me thinking about mortality. And then Ash Wednesday already had me kind of thinking about that, right? Because Ash Wednesday, the day of ashes. I don't do the ash thing. But why is that? What's remarkable? What is remarkable about ashes after all? Anything? I can't really think of anything except for the fact that ashes remain when everything else burns away. Our clothes, our money, our possessions, our vanity, all gone. Because remember, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Genesis 3:19. That kind of emphasizes our mortality, right? So I've been thinking a lot lately about my own mortality. Not too many things force humility on a man, like contemplating their own mortality. I wonder the same thing most people do. How long will I be here? How much of my kids' and grandkids' lives will I get to enjoy? That's typical, right? When I think about my legacy, with the relatively recent passing of both of our mothers, my mother and my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, I've been forced to consider that there is no longer anyone standing between me and death. Now, I know that sounds pretty morbid, but it's in like a family bloodline sort of way, right? So like when you're born, you feel like you're going to be here forever. I'm going to be here forever, man. 40 seems like it's never going to come. And then suddenly 80 seems that it's not that far away. I'm sure some people out there can relate. When you're young, you have your parents and your grandparents, maybe aunts and uncles standing between you and death, you know, so to speak. Simply because that's like the natural order of things, right? You're supposed to bury your parents. You're not supposed to bury your kids. That's unnatural. As life goes on, you'll notice people in that line in front of you stepping out of line, so to speak. Before you know it, you're standing at the front of that line. Your hair went gray. You carry more wrinkles than you care to admit. And your body just doesn't do things like it used to. Before you, I mean, like it gets to the point, before you get on the ground, you have to have like a plan in place to get back up, right? Like, is there a coffee table close by? Can I use that kitchen counter to help me climb back up to my feet? I'm not quite 50 yet, so hopefully I have many more years. However, Ash Wednesday to me is a reminder that we all return to the dust. Another reminder, yet another reminder of how we are all really the same when it comes down to it. We're all, I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you that. We're all going to die.
Wrong.
No, we are all going to die. Even you, Mr. President. The most important thing we leave behind is a legacy. The other stuff is just things that we didn't use or money that we didn't spend before we died. So what is a legacy? Do you believe that that a legacy is important? If so, why? Is a legacy money that you had that you just simply didn't spend? Is it land left to your family? Is a legacy a house you can leave behind that your kids can split up and sell? Split the profits? Yes and no. I mean, yeah, I guess it is. I think the most important legacy that you can leave behind is your character. Legacy is built by your character. The impact that you have or that you leave on the people that you leave behind helps to shape your family's bloodline for generations, or it can. It can. For instance, I broke the cycle of alcoholism. Hopefully that's changing my bloodline for generations to come. When it comes to your children, how much money you have doesn't really matter that much. What's really more important is, did you teach humility and integrity? Or did you teach selfishness? Wow, it's early, guys. Or did you teach selflessness and immorality? Society certainly needs more humanity, more humility, and more integrity, and certainly more honesty. It's like Tom Homan should be like for his work, but he's not. Why can't we all come together around what he's doing? Yeah, producer again. Doing producer stuff. We'll get there. We're trying here, guys. We're keeping it. We're trying. Well, listen to the sound in his voice when he talks about this.
We're showing up at parking lots, vacant homes, but we're not going to give up to everyone these kids are found. So we just found one 2 days ago. An example, 14-year-old little girl living with 2 adult males who trafficked her. And we found her, she's pregnant from trafficking, being forced into prostitution. 14 years old. So we're taking care of her, both physically and mentally. Despite what the media says, we're not heartless. We care about these kids. I'm a father. And the reason I'm so emotional and so hard, headstrong on this issue, because I've dealt with dying children throughout my career. I've held dying children. I've held dead children. I talked to little girls as young as 9 that were raped multiple times by the criminal cartels. I'll never forget it. When you get on your knees to talk to 9-year-old little girl, everything innocent and pure is ripped from her, and she don't believe in humanity anymore because you had a bunch of animals crawling on her and taking everything pure from her. You'll never forget it. And that shit's happening every day through this trafficking. And we're going to put an end to it. Everything we can do.
How can you not stand behind that? I don't know if you've seen the video that ICE put out. This is our why. This is pretty powerful.
You know where you are with, you know where you are with, for collapsing, falling, bouncing back and wandering.
That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. Man, that's pretty powerful. We forget about all those victims out there that we've lost to that. There's a file about Trump and a 13-year-old in the files. Yes, we've already covered that and discussed that and pointed out all that. We all know about that. It was nothing. Go figure. A little bit behind. The amount of time. Oh, well, this deserves something special. The amount of times I have to educate you morons on what's going on is getting old. Interesting. I haven't seen anything that you corrected yet. Let's see. Where are we at here? That camera thing's in my way. Ba-ding. Ba-ding. There have been some new things on the Epstein files. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to bring up here shortly in a minute here. But Tom Homan and ICE should be commended for their work. They should be celebrated by all sides, at least for that part, right? At least for discovering and finding these children, right? Why can't we celebrate that at all? Hey, Japan unveiled new anti-Islam laws. Essentially, they just banned Islam in their country. Halal is banned. Large mosques are banned. The call to prayer is banned. Praying in the street is banned. They've basically said that Islam's not welcome in Japan. Oh my goodness, the way that people get so out of control, the way they go so off the rails sometimes, in reference to like new news stories or releases like the Epstein files or updates on ICE shootings, etc. What I say never changes on those things. Hold. I said to hold. I say that in reference to most news stories. There's too much misinformation out there, and too much gets pushed around too quickly because everybody wants to be first. You got to be first. I've seen completely fake news, AI news stories that people all over the place believe is real. Stuff that should be completely, obviously it's AI, but they think it's real. I've even seen people make AI videos of like montages of dogs greeting their military owners when they get back home. I mean, seriously, like why? Why do we need an AI video of that? And it's presented like real, except the one scene where you see the dog's leg go through a chair's leg. And then it's like, wait a second, why? You got to be careful about what you believe and what you listen to. Like this story here. It's almost impossible to believe anything we see. That this is ICE arrested a baby. Do you believe that? ICE arrested a baby. They zip tied a baby.
I want you to really break this down to me like I'm 10 years old and tell me why ICE agents zip tying black babies in Chicago, because I can't for the life of me understand why this happened. Why was this necessary? These are black babies.
Yeah, they're black babies. You're right. Let me find this other clip. So that video there that shows a little black baby being cuffed or whatever is actually this video that this guy's putting forth as ICE. He says ICE is handcuffing or zip tying. First of all, he says zip tying, and in the video he's handcuffing him. So even that's not honest. Hang on, let me find this thing. Even that's not honest. That stuff matters, guys.
This little toddler was on the run after going through his dad's pockets and stealing some coins. And even after his dad put him on house arrest, he managed to escape the house and make a run for it outside. But it looks like his adorable adventure finally came to an end for now.
Yep. Say bye-bye.
Like, it's not hard to figure this stuff out. Here's another video. Same guy.
Officer had been tracking a notorious criminal who was wanted for a string of petty thefts. The suspect's signature crime was stealing quarters, and after weeks faux investigating, he was finally cornered. After a brief standoff, the officer moved in to make his arrest.
You ready? We go to the judge. What you wanna do? What you wanna do?
This officer had been...
But that guy put that out there like it was ICE arresting little kids. And the thing is that there's people out there that will believe that. There's people out there right now that believe that ICE is zip tying babies. That's what they think, man. And then they use that to make people super angry and play off that to get them to do what they want. Someone asked me to educate and yell. Can't bother to pick a topic. That tracks. You only handle one thing at a time. We chew gum and walk here. It's amazing. It's hard to do, but it's amazing. No one cares. Bold as a lion. You've been pushing that message in here for a week now. No one cares, man. No one cares what they call it. No one cares. No one cares. You should go and make fun of blue collar workers some more. I used to tell people to get more involved, and I still do. But I realize that you have to find a balance. Not so many people can, like, I love politics and this kind of stuff. I could watch this stuff all day long. I need a break once in a while, for sure. You have to be able to disconnect from some of these stories and focus on the ones that are important to you. Trying to watch too many issues will drain a person, which is kind of the idea, right? There's so many things you can't possibly track all of them. I remember a couple of years back, I put up on my big whiteboard here a big spider web with all the different issues and how they connect to each other and everything. It was pretty remarkable, if I do say so myself.
Wrong.
All right.
Shut up.
But it's remarkable. No one can keep track of all that stuff. Nobody. And that's kind of by design. You almost have to pick a few topics, a few issues that you really, really care about, that you want to follow. And then you have to choose which stories that you disconnect from or dismiss altogether. Like, for instance, that Guthrie kidnapping case. All kinds of conspiracy theories are swirling about connections to the Clintons and Epstein files, and I'm not going to be able to find out the answers. I'm not going to be able to find out the truth. How can I do that? I can't. You have to accept that some stories we're just not going to ever understand. We will never be told the truth. And there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing except for change the system. The media has become the most useful tool of those who wish to keep the people oppressed or under control. The media sold out the American people for a seat at the tyrannical table. We need more independent media and places like X to tell the truth. But even that's a dangerous area, social media. Social media is useful, but it's also damaging because it helps to raise voices that would otherwise not be heard. That's good and bad. In the same way it's used to spread the truth, it is even more useful at spreading false narratives, which steers the people to a desired result. The media used to have to invent a story and push it out through their own channels, like direct connection to the story. They had to be careful about the stories that they fabricated. They had to be real enough that they didn't lose credibility for producing that piece of propaganda. But they also had to be effective pieces of propaganda. In the current age, the media doesn't have that problem anymore. They simply drop a story by some small organization. A bigger organization picks up the story, carefully words their story or their reporting to say, for instance, quote, Axios is reporting, unquote. That gives them distance from the story. They aren't responsible for it because we're just reporting what they reported. That's all we're doing. And away goes any kind of credibility. That's why it's important to always find the source material. It's almost the first thing you should do in any instance when you're trying to figure out a news story. Find out the source material. Find out where this story first popped up. So they'll do that, and they'll say, Axios is reporting, and then the social media junkies see it, and before ever checking the accuracy or authenticity of that story, they post it right away. Right away, because it's more important nowadays to be first than it is to be right. And the puppet masters know this. They know the sheep will push out whatever narrative they are given, and the responsibility for reporting the false story falls anywhere but on the network. Social media is the most effective and useful tool for spreading false narratives and establishment approved and sometimes manufactured propaganda. Just put the fake news out there and redact it the next day to cover your organization's asses. The redaction, no matter where you put it, New York Times used to always like to bury them in the back of the paper somewhere. They could still say, we did it. The redaction will keep the organization's reputation, quote unquote, in good standing, and the useful idiots will push the story out for weeks until they are given new orders or until the next thing comes along. Abortion, AI, Ukraine, ICE, COVID. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now I'm looking for another story that I had on here. There we go. Remember, the government, you have to trust the government and the science. Don't forget, you have to trust the science when it's convenient or supports your narratives.
Very fast. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
Now to the latest on the pandemic. Rochelle Walensky, director of the CDC, has tested positive for COVID. Officials say Walensky tested positive last night and is experiencing mild symptoms.
They suggest, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick. That vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick. Vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
Now to the latest on the pandemic.
Yeah, that turned out to not be so true. Like a lot of things the government tells us, right? Hey man, it's something we can finally agree on there. This is LGBT video real quick I want to play next. Well, two of them. I'm gonna run and get myself a new coffee. Let me get something on here for you. I want you to watch this little speech here real quick from yesterday. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but I'm gonna leave this here. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes and I'll be right back. And we'll get this rolling. Then I'm gonna hit this chat up. I've been saving some comments, so if I haven't answered you, I will soon. I'll be right back, guys.
Come on now. I said 22 years, and she was on a phone call. This was over a phone call. I know about fake phone calls too, Alice, remember? They tried to get me in a fake phone call. But Alice was in jail for like 22 years. I said, how many years does she have left? 28. I said, 28 years left. And I said it, and I mean, she admitted she made a little mistake, but it was not the kind of a mistake that you serve 50 years in jail for, like maybe a couple of months, maybe less than that. And I said, this is the most unfair. And then when I met her, I fell in love. I found my wife was very upset with it. Our great first lady did not like that, Scott. She didn't like it, but Alice is great. And say a couple of words. It was so ridiculous. 22 years, she had 28 left. And I said, let's get her the hell out. And we got her out. We did a commute. And then when I got to know her, she was so high quality. I said, full pardon. So she's cleaner than anybody in this room, even than my friend right here. She's cleaner. Because of that, she's cleaner than anybody in this room.
Thank you, Mr. President. The feeling was mutual. I fell in love with this man, with his heart, with his heart for this country, with his heart to really bring America back to the form of greatness that it deserved. And that's exactly what he has done. My story is truly a Joseph story. This president right here, President Donald Trump, brought me from the prison pit to the White House. Only in America could there be a story like my story. And President Trump is the only president who would have had the courage to bring someone like me, someone who received a second chance, but who knows more than someone who has sit among the captives, than someone who has been in captivity themselves. I did not get comfortable in my own freedom, but I went back, as Harriet Tubman said she did. She went back to draw many others into freedom. And President Trump has listened to those recommendations. There's so much more to come, because when you see me, you see a miracle. You see hope. You see second chances, and you see someone who is willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work, do the hard work to help individuals gain their freedom. President Trump did something historic in his first term. He signed the First Step Act into law. And for that, over 40,000, and that number is low, over 40,000 individuals have come home to their families early. And you know, many of those were Black Americans who had no hope. This president right here, as you look out upon this sea of Black Americans, this president hears you. This president cares for you. Don't let anyone tell you that this president right here, Donald Trump, is not for Black America, because he is. I'm standing here today as a testament to how he feels about Black Americans. There has never been a position like this. I don't know if there ever will be before, but I worked with him in his first term, and I'm proud to now officially have the title to make it happen. Let's get real with the realness. Let's get behind President Trump, who truly has turned our nation around and made us the envy of every country in the world. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, God, for recognizing and raising up this man to be the leader of the free world. I love you.
She's a great woman.
Great president. That was a great little speech there. Let's see what else we got here. I know people are itching for the Epstein files stuff. People are getting angry out there in the chat. I haven't talked about it yet. We're getting there, man. Don't you know anything about suspense? LGBT. This is sad to me, but this is where we're at. We're defeating this woke mind virus, guys. We're winning. We are winning. Oops. It's like my kids told me the other day when I asked them about. Hang on now. When I asked them the other day about, let me know if they're planning a walkout or anything at your school. I'll be up there. Pull you guys out. That's funny. Only Trump puts criminals in charge to protect criminals. Mondani just did that with his Bureau of Prisons. What are you talking about? Only one side matters, though, right? Oh, shoot.
What concerns have you had about speaking out?
Notice the sad music.
What concerns have you had about speaking out?
That I'm gonna be like murdered. Like one day I'm gonna be walking down the street and somebody's gonna come up and like shoot me or something.
That's a really scary thing to be worrying about at 10 years old.
Yeah, that should not be a worry.
Michelle, what's going through your mind as you hear your daughter say this?
It's just hard to hear her say that. And
the fear that these kids feel has been put into them by their parents. Not society, by their parents approving of this mental disorder and not helping their children. These are the people that are supposed to protect these kids. Anyway, I was saying that I said at the school, let me know if there's going to be a walkout. And they said there's not going to be a walkout. And I mentioned the walkout they had 2 years ago for LGBT stuff at that stupid school. And they said, oh, no one will do that now. There's none of them left. There's only a couple, blah, blah, blah. I guess the tranny people, the transgenderism is failing in the schools, which is good.
asked me three questions after she heard who won the election. Are we gonna have to move? Are they gonna take me away from you? And am I not gonna be able to get my medicine?
That's not medicine.
It's
poison.
It's frightening.
We've seen Republicans put a lot of money and energy into transgender issues. More than $200 million were spent this election cycle in anti-trans ads.
So sad music,
what does that
man.
feel like to have so much attention by all these politicians on your identity?
It makes me feel like they think we're puppets that they can play with, and it's just so wrong.
It makes me feel like they think we're puppets that they can play with. The only problem is that these kids have been convinced that the outside forces are pulling their strings, when in reality, it's the parents pulling the strings, hurting their own children in ways that will scar them for life. Life. The government calls it gender affirming care. Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
The flag behind.
It's important to remember that you can trust the government. Remember, vaccinated people don't carry the virus. Don't forget. Gender affirming care is really just physical butchery and mental disorder affirming torture. There, I said it. How would you like this guy teaching your kid?
The flag behind me seems to really trigger a lot of snowflakes. And yes, I am your worst nightmare. So let's get one thing clear. If you have a problem that I have this flag in my classroom, stop following me right now. Just block me. Or better yet, leave a comment so I know who I can block. Because I will never stop supporting the rights of all individuals to be loved for who they are. And yes, I do teach about stuff like this in my classroom. Thank you for asking. I teach about Marxism. I teach about socialism. I teach about trans rights. I teach about LGBTQ history.
What do you teach about those?
I teach about Black history. I teach about the racial history of our country and the genocide that we've inflicted upon Indigenous people. I teach about redlining and Africville and the Starlight Tours. I teach about the history of Sir John A. Macdonald. I teach about wealth inequality in Canada and the concentration of wealth in the 1%. I talk about the prevalence of LGBTQ and trans people in millennial and Gen Z generations and compare it to left-handedness. I teach about intersectionality. I teach about the Polytechnic Massacre. I teach about the 60s scoop. And do you want to know why I teach about these things? Because they are important and because they are related to the curriculum. I do not push anything on my students. All I do is show them the world that we live in. The one thing I could be arguing
from your perverted worldview, don't you see? You show them that from your perverted worldview. Are you spreading misinformation about vaccines? YouTube doesn't like that. Well, I'm sure you'll go report me, like you've probably been doing for 4 or 5 years now. No worries. Let me know how that works out for you. Let me know how that works out for you. Where are we at now? Let's see. Where are we at now? I guess we can move on to the Epstein files real quick here. So there's this what I wanted to show you was this thing I stumbled across yesterday, which is incredibly interesting to me. One person, the post I saw was the redheaded libertarian sharing it, and she commented, "Weaponize your autism," which I agree. So an account that you should probably follow called Vibe Coding for Good at Overview Effect 6. Vibe coded this app into existence. I was annoyed not to find an easier way to look at the Epstein files, which 100% I'm with them on. I was trying to go through that website, and it's a pain. It's a pain. Let me pull this up real quick. This is this website or app this guy. I'm going to show it to you here in a second, but this is the Epstein files right there. That's the Epstein files. I don't believe there's any sound to the video, but you can navigate it pretty easily. Well, I'm surprised there's no sound. It's weird. Either way, the way that they did this is it's outstanding. Outstanding. I'm going to bring this up on the website here. Let me pull this up. So this is the website. It's Epstein-file-explorer-.com. Epstein-file-explorer.com. Epstein file, all the documents, email. You can search the emails, the flight logs, all directly to them. There's a whole thing for just videos. A lot of weird stuff going on in there. A lot of weird prison videos. There's, I guess, his cell after. It's pretty interesting, and the way that they do this website is it makes it pretty easy to navigate. Like you can see the videos like this now instead of having to wait until you made like 6 different clicks to see if the video is even what you were looking for. This is amazing, outstanding. I just love it. FBI reports. I showed that picture the other day on my thing. I went through some of these. But yeah, it's pretty remarkable, guys. Like you should definitely check this website out. Epstein-file-explorer.com. I'm gonna write that in the comments here real quick, just so it's there. You click this link and check this thing out. It's pretty neat. If you're on X, follow this guy. It's been oh, you're talking about the fear of the it's been put into them by being killed at school. Really? Seems to me the violence is the other way around. Yeah. So anyway, that's the files there. That's the big thing because and I know I think it's remarkable. I think this website is remarkable. I could spend some time on it, but on this format, it's kind of hard to see for you guys to see. But like I said, you got all kinds of pictures and data sets, and it's pretty crazy. Here you can search by the types of pictures: correspondence, court fine, disposition, email, FBI record, flight logs, news articles, police reports, property records. Man, and I'm going to spend a little time on this today because I mean it's pretty darn interesting. Oh, I thought I had it up there. It's pretty interesting. All the stuff that's on here. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on it today, I think, and go through some of that stuff. But I highly recommend that you guys do it too. The more, the better. Eyes on that kind of stuff, you know. It's funny.
I think MAGA is waking up. I'm typing a lot in the comments, and y'all can't debate me.
I think that's a delusion I think it's got more to do with the fact that people are kind of annoyed with you because you keep typing the same comments in the chat every single day. Kind of like a leftist robot almost. Well, I would never accuse anyone of being a robot, but you know. Here's an old video of Whoopi Goldberg defending Roman Polanski, who raped, I guess you have to say, a 13-year-old little girl.
With women and mama took the baby there.
So maybe everybody will end up in court. Maybe the mama will end up in court and Roman will end up in court, and hopefully we will not.
Oh, that was just the end.
Was not charged. I know it wasn't rape.
Yeah, it wasn't rape.
Child molest, maybe? I'm not sure.
It was something. No? It was something else, but I don't believe it was rape. And when we get all the information, somebody will tell me in my ear. All I'm trying to get you to understand is when we're talking about what someone did and what they were charged with, we have to say what it actually was, not what we think it was.
What he said he did. He gave her Quaaludes. He gave her champagne. She was drugged. She was 13 years old. He asked her, here's a transcript. But that's what I'm saying. You're 13 years old. She was still a child.
Initially he was charged with rape. Go ahead. And then he pled guilty to having sex with a minor. Okay. And he went to jail. And when they let him out,
45 days.
And when they let him out, he said, you know what? This guy's going to give me 100 years in jail. I'm not staying. And that's why he left. So that's why I wanted to be really clear, because I wanted to know exactly what we were talking about.
And I'm going, does that make it okay to instead of staying and fighting, to say, he's going to give me 100 years. I'm out of here.
I don't know if it's okay. But what we were talking about was what he did. And that's what I wanted to clear up. That's all I wanted to clear up. Because I don't like it when we're passionate about something and we don't have all the facts.
Okay, so he was charged with statutory rape. So should he be prosecuted now? I believe yes, because the crime has not changed. I know she wants to move on, but what does it say about crimes that are still being committed against children?
Well, she forgives him, but forgiveness is not permission. And forgiveness doesn't mean he didn't break the law. So I agree with you, Sherry.
And if, this is a point somebody brought up backstage, if he was not famous, would we be protecting him as much as we are? Because his friend Otto Weisinger said, millions and millions of people love his work. He's a brilliant guy, and he made a little mistake 32 years ago.
Yeah, little mistake. So she ends up defending him for that, which is outrageous. I'm gonna play the rest of that here. There's only another minute or so, but I just wanted to point out the leftism in the chat is getting a little bit irate. Debunk my points, I dare you, magatards. No one cares, man. No one cares about your points. Maybe you should get your own show.
What a shame for Switzerland, said Otto Weiser, Polanski's friend.
Well, I have to tell you, again, we're a different kind of society. We see things differently. The world sees 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds in the rest of Europe. They're seen oftentimes.
Well, I wonder what Otto would say if that was his 13-year-old daughter.
Well, Sherry, I don't know, but I do know that not everybody agrees with the way that we see things. Now, would I want my 14-year-old having sex with somebody? Not necessarily, no.
Not necessarily?
No, but I will tell you that I'm not surprised that he hasn't come back. I'm not surprised that he didn't come back under the guise that he would have 31 years ago. Will he get a different kind of feel now? Maybe.
I
don't know.
I have a 13-year-old niece, and I know my 13-year-old niece.
I have a 13-year-old granddaughter.
I know, but I'm not saying anybody doesn't. I'm just giving my story. And I know my 13-year-old niece thinks she knows everything. But I know that if a 45-year-old man drugged my 13-year-old niece, I would go after him with everything in my power.
Where is the mother in this? Why isn't anybody talking
And that's what I go, why, and I just say, what mother would let her child go in a grown man's home by herself?
Well, and this was a group of men that were somewhat notorious with women, and Mama took the baby there.
So maybe everybody will end up in court. Maybe the mama will end up in court, and Roman will end up in court, and hopefully we will not.
Yeah. Hopefully, right? Hopefully we will not. Aw. That's nice. I don't want you to lose your channel. It's too fun watching you. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It should just read, I don't want you to lose your channel. It's too fun watching. Thanks. I appreciate that compliment. That's good stuff. Now for the updated one. Bring that up onto the screen here.
Now, in the name of transparency, can you put up my name is in the files? Yes. And what does it say? It says, Whoopi needs a plane to get to Monaco. John.
He must be a pedophile rapist, right? Her name is in the files. It's in there. It's right there. She must be a pedophile rapist.
Lennon's charity, it should say Julian Lennon's charity, is paying for it. They don't want to charter, so they're looking for private owners. Here's the info. And they give all the information, and they're saying, do you want to offer your G2? Okay.
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not, you used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey, come on. Yeah. Every man that I've ever been with, you've known about him because either the Enquirer wrote it about it. Yeah. Your people wrote
like when she had Ted Danson dress up in blackface. Remember that?
About this stuff. So no, I never had this, and no, I didn't get on the plane because you know what I would have to do to get on the plane? Fly. They were trying to,
and she doesn't fly.
No, so they're trying
She's
to get me.
Babe.
They're trying to get me to get on a plane to get to this thing for Julian Lennon.
Yeah, but the thing is, they dropped like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone, because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe, who was dead.
Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often cross in professional and social circles, so that's not the surprising part.
Not the surprising part. Yeah, it's pretty much to anybody out there who's don't forget. That's Whoopi and her man at the time, Ted Danson. Looks like he's doing a Nazi salute too. Oh man. Trump is in the Epstein files over 1 million times. Oh my gosh. Epstein's only in them 500-some thousand times, man. Maybe you should do some research before you just believe whatever you're told, 1 million times. He's in there 1 million times. He's in there 38,000 times. He's in there whatever. That's funny because when we do the search on those documents, he comes up about 4,000 sometimes. Most of those are just people talking about him in emails and stuff. It's not hard. It's not hard to see the facts and understand the truth. It's not. You can make it hard, but it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be hard. We need to find something to laugh at. Oh, we could laugh at New York. Good old New York. Man, they're crushing it over there in New York. Really doing a bang up job over there. Let me find this one. First, let's do this. Let's laugh at this one real quick. This is funny. I think it's funny. This dude got put an AI tattoo on his back and then sent it to his mother and see what she would say. Oh, I guess I have to bring the file up first. Ooh. That last comment. Better than your tramp stamp mom. At least I'm not ran through. That's not right. That's not right at all. Unbelievable. Shouldn't be putting that out there. Where'd that one go I'm looking for here. There's a lot of remarkable videos out there. Like this one's kind of interesting. This is that free grocery store. 1 week after the free grocery store in New York opened.
Have an iced coffee to skate at all. I love you, baby love. I watched
Just outside.
Just outside?
Yeah, no going inside.
All right.
Oh, I guess he's not allowed to record the inside, just the outside. Now that was supposed to be just a temporary thing. To be fair, I guess it was only supposed to be temporary, but
that they remain. Would rather.
Seems like.
Would rather do is ensure that they remain as they are, so that the city can be on firm financial footing. However, in order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the rainy day fund, the retiree health benefits trust reserve, and to increase property taxes across these other years. What we would rather do is ensure that they remain. I'm Assemblyman Zahran Mamdani, and I'm running for mayor to freeze the rent for every rent-stabilized tenant.
Wait, you're gonna freeze my rent?
Yes.
Did I hear rent freeze?
Yes, this guy's gonna freeze the rent. No hike?
None.
This guy's gonna freeze the rent.
It's true. As your next mayor, I will freeze your rent.
Paid for by Zoran for NYC.
For those who have watched budget after budget, it is tempting to assume that we are engaging in the same dance as our predecessors. Let me assure you, nothing about this is typical. That's why our solutions won't be either. There are two paths to bridge this gap. The first is the most sustainable and the fairest path. This is the path of ending the drain on our city and raising taxes on the richest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations. The onus for resolving this crisis should not be placed on the backs of working and middle-class New Yorkers. If we do not fix this structural imbalance and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear. It will simply return, year after year, forcing harder and harsher choices each time. And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
Raise property taxes. How's that socialism working out for you, New York? Not real well. Not real well.
Regular?
Not real well. This is just, it's not funny. It's really tragic, but it's, you almost have to, you got to ridicule it.
You also did try to have a baby regularly, didn't you?
I mean, it's exhausting. I mean, I read every book. They're like, do this position, it'll be a girl. Do this position, it'll be a boy. Like overnight, all night, like literally every night.
Banging chicks? You're just banging a girl?
No, I was having sex with my husband, and
having sex with a man and wondering why he's not getting pregnant.
And finally, I sought medical attention because I think there's something fundamentally wrong. Like we just can't get pregnant, and so
wait, time out. You're trying different positions with your husband, Nathan. Very nice guy. Like Nathan a lot. Salt of the earth guy. Met him really down to earth. But you're doing positions that you're reading in books for heterosexual sex, and you're smart.
I didn't specify that in the book, but the doctor explained to me that you needed to have a female involved to actually conceive the baby. And so at that point, I just called my sister, and it was really easy after that.
What is wrong with people? How can we be so dumb? He is in, oh, sorry, hang on.
He is in here every day begging for money.
That's weird. I don't think I even said that you can like, share, and subscribe. And I don't think I said that you can shoot me a super chat, or if you want to, you can leave a donation, but I don't ask really for donations. I do have a store, shop.magamericans.com, where we have some items there that you're more than welcome to check out. And if you like it, hey, at least you get something for your money. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you reminding me to bring that up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There are some interesting. I want to hit up a couple funny videos because I think well, no, this isn't funny. This is remarkable. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Watch this. I'm gonna play this a couple times. This is a drunk driver ran into a daycare center front door. That's a mom and her 2 kids. Everybody walked away okay. That is remarkable. Look at that. The kid had a leg injury, nothing too major. I think the woman had a rib and hip injury or something like that from it. Nothing crazy. They all lived. They all were okay after it was all said and done. But holy moly, guys. I can't even imagine. Nor do I want to.
Password.
Nor do I want to. Kevin O'Leary says what we are all thinking.
All right, Kevin, a quick last word.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm
My
not sure.
last word is you're all nuts. Like that's just.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Kevin.
Guys,
Am I in on that?
Okay. Look, we got to keep it together here, okay?
We are. Too late.
Honestly, I mean, there's a way to talk about these things. If
That woman is so nasty.
you don't have anything to say, just
No,
say
no,
that,
I
and I
just
won't
said
come to you
something
next
very
time.
important.
All
Very
right.
important. My goodness.
All right, Kevin, a quick last word.
Oh, wow.
Bye-bye, Rich of New York. Yeah, they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. Where'd that one go? Let's see here. We want to watch a video about a group that went to Applebee's for the $15.99 all-you-can-eat deal and had like 6 people sitting there and only paid for 2. Nah.
28 years.
Like here's a dramatic video. This is dramatic.
Married for 28 years to my husband, who is being deported right now by ICE. 28 years. He's been here over 30 years, and I want everybody to know, nobody gives a shit if you have family, if you have kids. They don't give a shit if they're taking your husband or your father away. They are taking my husband away. These are FBI agents who work for Border Patrol. Okay? I want everybody to know my family was just separated. They have taken my kid's father and they don't give a shit. They have taken my husband away. I want everybody to know. They have taken my husband away. They don't care if they're separating families. Please.
You're separating families.
I need somebody to help me. I want everybody to know what they're doing. They are taking my husband away. They don't give a shit. Married for 20.
Yeah, essentially that's the truth. You don't want to sound not sympathetic, but we don't care one bit. Yeah, 30 years. You said it yourself. 30 years to become a citizen and didn't do it. Then they turn around and blame ICE for doing their job. No, you don't get to do that. It was your fault. You're the one that was here for 30 years and didn't become a citizen. Clearly, you had opportunities to become a citizen, but you chose not to for whatever reason, however that benefited you. I don't know, whatever, taxes, who knows what the deal is. Doesn't really matter. But those are the videos that pull on the heartstrings of the left and they go, oh my God, this is horrible. And that's where they end. That's where the thinking stops for the left. This is horrible. Oh my gosh, how dramatic. We need to help her. That's not how you should see this. You should see this like he should have gotten his citizenship. He had 30 years to do it. That's it. Sorry about your luck. That's horrible. It's a shame that you have to split your family up because your husband never went in search of or acquired his citizenship. Not because ICE came. They are deporting him because he didn't get his citizenship. Period. Not because they hate brown people. Not because they want to split up families. Not because of any of that stuff. It's their job. We are a nation of laws. And that's it. That's it. So the left will stand there and say, oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is horrible. We need to save this guy and blah, blah, blah. And yes, I have some compassion for that family. I feel bad for that family to a certain extent because, yeah, that sucks. They got to split up their family. They got to do this, but I don't feel bad. I don't blame ICE, not one bit. Not one bit. And neither should anyone else. This is his fault. And no one else's. It's his alone. That's how you should see that issue. It's sad, but it's necessary. Exactly. He had 28 years to get his paperwork straight. Oh, that's cool. ICE rapes women in their custody. Y'all are fascista. Okay. Do they? I haven't heard any of that. Interesting. I think you just make stuff up. People just make stuff up. Like this comment from before. Why does Trump tell us to move on from the files? He said it so we could. I've answered that question like 3 or 4 times in the last couple live streams. I'm not going to do it again. If you don't know, it's either because you're too stupid to know or because you don't want to know, or you're just asking just to try to, I don't really get it. I don't really get it. But I think it's funny when people say stuff like this.
I love cooking the chat while no one can debunk my posts.
Or my points, I'm sorry. No one cares to. No one cares to. It's funny when people like that come in and they think that they're super important because they get a couple answers from the host. So they think that they're super important, and then they start thinking that they're taking control of the chat and it's their live stream now. And I've seen it over and over. It's kind of sad. It's funny, but it's, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Enjoy this for the lefties out there. Enjoy this.
Whoa!
Get him, boys.
All right, we have fuck
Get him. Love to see it. You love to see it, man. Gotta love to see that. The problem is attention. It is. Some people just need it, but they're not capable enough to make their own little gig out here and do their own thing. So they try to hurt other people's, which is funny because I mean, I've been dealing with trolls and stuff like that for many years, so it doesn't bother me. They think it does, but I guess let them think that they're effective, I guess. Here's a school protest that just recently happened as well. What are we teaching our kids out here? All right, let's get into the chat here a little bit. This show is so awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I'm not cherry picking. Drug overdoses down 25% since Trump enforcement of the border. What do you look at that? It's almost like he's saving lives. Crazy, huh? That's just crazy. Crime's down. Let's see. Yeah, notice how they attack. Wait till you see what ICE is doing. Wait till you see what ICE is doing. Okay. What are they doing? Are they deporting people? Because that's a great idea. That's what they should do. I blame ice cream. That's nice. Bold as a lion eats pizza with a fork. Yeah, that's we all know, we understand trolls. Like, you know, it'd be different if you came in and asked a couple questions and just wanted to have a conversation or whatever, but you're coming in with an agenda. You're the left that isn't listening, the people that aren't listening out there. You're just here to spout your agenda, try to take over the chat or whatever. People are wise to that. We all get it. I think this might be someone you might be probably really good buddies with.
We caught up with ICE in my childhood neighborhood. There were 3 of them, and as they started to drive off, they took us to this tiny little parking lot. One of the ICE agents blew a little kiss to me, thought he was cute, but they couldn't shake us. They did a bunch of illegal maneuvers through the neighborhood, but I know my hometown neighborhood.
So they did a bunch of illegal maneuvers and they didn't lose you, which means you probably did a bunch of illegal maneuvers as well, right?
Childhood neighborhood really well. So they weren't able to lose us. And so what did they do? They took us back to my house. And when we got to my house, there were 2 ICE agents, 2 vehicles already there. And as we pulled up, they blocked the road and then parked us in, and then stood outside the windows and, said I was doing a bunch of illegal stuff and that the local authorities were being called. And I said, it's legal to follow you. You're not going to be able to arrest me for that. And they said, oh, you think so? Well, then, but you were impeding an investigation. And I said, impeding, I when we got there, you were leaving. So how could I possibly impede an investigation? And they all went silent. And so a few minutes later, of course, they started driving away. We followed them. One of the agents tried to block my car in on this road. We were able to get them around them and follow them. And then they did some crazy stuff on the highway. They coordinated a couple more SUVs to block us in traffic. And so we followed those that were blocking us, and they led us all the way back to Whipple. So just these guys have nothing to do. They have nothing to do.
Those guys have nothing to do. This guy's out here following them around. This is the delusion, guys. He said ICE did a bunch of illegal maneuvers, but he wasn't able to lose him, which means he did a bunch of illegal maneuvers, but his maneuvers weren't illegal because he's trying to fight evil. He's fighting fascism. So his maneuvers weren't illegal. They're okay. It's like when you hit someone on the right, it's okay because you're hitting a fascist. You're punching a Nazi. You're fighting for good. Those people are evil. It's like what he just said there.
Those that were balking us, and they led us all the way back to.
They have nothing to do. This is coming from a guy who was out driving around, following law enforcement around. And he says that they have nothing to do. They're doing their jobs. They're getting paid to do their jobs. He's driving around, following them. And he says that they don't have anything to do. They don't have anything to do. This is the delusion here. This is part of the delusion. Wake up. When are we all going to wake up?
Fucking.
I'm going to play this little bit from Sean Strickland. It says Sean Strickland just went on an insane rant at his first UFC Paramount Media Day. Sean Strickland is a pretty outspoken conservative guy. He's a UFC fighter, former champion. I don't agree with everything he says, but this is it's pretty tough.
And, you know, Paramount's cool. I mean, they fucking ruined Halo. But other than that, you know, they made it gay. Ronda and Gina. Whoever thought about that, man? They're going to be half naked and might be making it a little better. Because Ronda Rousey can fight. That bitch can fight. I think she lost a few fights to her ex, but bitch could fight. I like Gina. She's like super conservative. She was hot. You know, I was her once or twice back in the day. But, dude, I was like, what, like 12? No, I was jerking off when I was 12.
Oh, okay. Try to mute that part. But.
Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Maybe if you put some oil on it, you know, do some dollar bills, people might give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about women's sports. You take the weakest, softest motherfucker here, and you guys would beat up Amanda Nunes. Like fucking the fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt. No offense here. And there's nothing wrong with women. I mean, they do great things. You know, they cook, they clean. There are no women in prison, right? Like that's why I didn't go to fucking prison. Knowing I'm gonna have to go be surrounded by a bunch of fucking dudes for.
There's a reason he gets punched in the head for a living. I don't even know if I should play the rest of that. If you want to check it out, check it out. This is a good example of how to handle a troll. Okay, it's not the best language, but it's how to handle a troll. So this guy here has been going to conservative events and trying to just troll them basically the whole time. And this guy handles it pretty well because he doesn't get angry at the guy, which is what he wants you to do. He mocks him. He ridicules him and he mocks him. And that stuff is very effective.
We're trying to make you feel like part of the club.
Oh, okay. So you guys insert things into each other's rectal cavity?
It's completely circumstantial, sir.
Okay. Hey, what's that cool thing you guys do when you punch people until they name like 5 cereals?
5 breakfast cereals. That's it.
Is it true? According to the rules of Proud Boys, you guys can't masturbate. Is that true?
That is true. At a certain point, yes.
What point is that?
That is a certain point in your journey in the Proud Boy philosophy.
Don't you get like once a month or something like that?
No, not past a certain point. You know why we do that?
Why?
Because we believe the porn industry is a terrible industry. It creates people like you. I would imagine that you sit around and masturbate like at least 5 to 6 hours per day on internet porn. I can look right at you and see that.
I'm actually going to go home and masturbate to you when I get
Right, I figured as much. It's very clear. So with that being said, is we look at it as it's damaging men. What the porn industry is doing is creating men like you. We don't want men like you because we got to protect women like that. And men like you can't do that because you sit home and masturbate all day to internet porn. You see? So we take a vow that we don't do that. So our testosterone levels go up and we're able to take and put that love and energy into our loving women in our committed relationships.
I don't watch porn, but
we don't want to be men like you. We want to be better men than that.
I don't watch porn, but I do watch you guys. So.
He keeps repeating the same thing over and over again, which is points to the fact that he doesn't have anything he could say.
Porn, but I do watch you guys. So.
You're backtracking now, but that's okay. There's that.
Yeah,
you
he was defeated right there.
Interview by admitting you were a gay retard. So.
No, I said I'm gonna go home and masturbate to you when I get home.
Okay, so yes, again, a gay retard, but that's why we do that because we just don't want a country full of men like you. What would you say to that?
Pretty much. Pretty much. That guy's he's a pretty scummy guy. Dude's favorite gun is a deagle. I like that. From Counter-Strike days, right? by
that logic, does the channel with MAGA in its name have an agenda? And is this channel just here to spout its agenda? And we all know this? Question mark.
I guess you're trying to defend someone in the chat, but it's kind of pointless. Those who don't know, yes, the name of the channel is MAGA Americans, but I'm an American first, right? So I'm not a Trump. I'm not all Trump all the time. I like what he does. I'm a supporter, and I approve of most of the things he does. But I'm not a Trump apologist. I think the vaccine, the what was it called when he did the vaccine? I think that was bad. I think the whole Trump account thing is bad. There's some bad things he's done that I don't like. But then you have people like you have to kind of give people in the chat. You have to give these guys a wide berth. Hey, for people that don't know, like, share, and subscribe, and check out MacAmericans.com for info and links. Got Substack, got a store going on. Anyway, yeah, I don't know about that forever. Jeez. So you get guys like ours is bold in here, and so they'll come in, they'll like try to flood the chat with their comments and their questions, and they think, they truly believe that they have something there, that they're getting people, or I don't know what it is. I guess whatever it is that makes them feel like they win when they do that. But all they really do is make themselves look stupid. Like you see most people in the chat are saying, no one's answering your questions because no one cares. No one cares. We don't need your loaded questions. Like, how do you have time to just go sit and pester people? You know, if you had honest questions and stuff, like I answered the one question you keep asking over and over and over again about how Trump said that the Epstein files was a hoax. I explained that to you nice and slow. I think it was last Saturday morning, if you want to go back and watch. I explained that to you real nice and slow, but then you come in the next day and you say the same exact thing. It's almost like you have a script. It's almost like you were told what to say. Hey, wait a second. Are you in charge of your own brain? I don't know. This story was a little bit interesting and troubling and whatever. RFK Jr. Today, the American teenager has only 50% of the sperm count and 50% of the testosterone level compared to 65-year-old men. And our girls are entering puberty 6 years earlier.
The average teenager in this country has 50% of the sperm count, 50% of the testosterone as a 65-year-old man.
There might be 50% of the sperm count, 50% of the testosterone level in some of these people in the chat here today.
Our girls are hitting puberty 6 years earlier. And that's bad, but also our parents aren't having children. Parents who want to have children do not have access. I have 7 children. I feel that God has blessed me with that. And I can't imagine how different my life would be if I did not have that blessing. Today, the average.
That you know, I used to say that myself. Like how you could see that these people are developing earlier than they did when we were kids, and I don't know how you get there. I don't know if anyone saw this yesterday. I'm just going through some of the videos now, but my goodness, man, no one believes the fake news.
Democrats all. It was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
You're kidding, right? I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having an event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month and to talk about how his policies are advancing opportunity and prosperity for all Americans through record tax cuts, through the Trump accounts that all Americans can access regardless of race. These are a great thing for the next generation of Americans. The president has also awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in additional funding to strengthen educational outcomes at historically Black colleges and universities across the country. Again, the president is protecting the hard-earned benefits of the 2.4 million Black veterans who honorably served in our nation's armed forces by reducing the Black backlog of veterans.
Yeah. So I think it's hilarious that anyone can even ask that question. Are we pretending that Republicans don't do the same thing? No, we're not. Absolutely not. Yeah, you all find that on this channel. I am not just a Republicans are right and Democrats are wrong. The conservatives are right and the liberals are wrong all the time, no matter what. Trump is like a god and everything is amazing. And no, I'm a realist. I am a conservative. I do like a lot of Trump's policies. I like what he's doing. There are things I don't like, and I've called those out too. And I always will, because I fall where the facts fall, right? I don't care what side they fall on. You have to follow the facts. Otherwise, you let your emotions get in the way and you start believing things because of your emotions rather than because of they're factually true or not, you know? Keyword, no one cares. That's 3 words. 3 letters. JOBS. Jobs. Good job, buddy. I'm curious why you oppose the Trump accounts. Okay, good question. Because it's not government's job. That's not government's job. It's not government's job to give us savings accounts. It's not their job. The government handles money worse than like 89% of people probably, you know? So I'd rather not give them more of my money. And Andrew's going to tell on dementia Donnie. Okay, we'll see, I suppose. After 10 years of investigations, if you really believe that, then there's no saving you. Trump just said that we should move on from the files. I mean, I kind of agree. They should always be there. We should never stop digging, and people should be held accountable. Will they? I don't know. I want them to be. We all want them to be held accountable. Don't believe for a second that the people on the right don't want those disgusting people to be held accountable. Of course we do. Of course we do. We're just realistic. We understand that the chain of custody has been all over the place. We understand the Democrats have for 4 years. We understand it's been around this long. We understand Trump's been investigated for 10 years and never found anything. We understand all this stuff. I'd like to see it happen, but it shouldn't be overtaking every other story in the news for months. It just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be, you know? So it's kind of where I feel about that. Trump doesn't want war with Iran. When did he say that? You're listening to that fake news stuff again. Epstein created the entire alt-right movement online, allegedly. Okay. All we're looking at here is a beard over a closet
door. Vocal tone exposes testosterone levels. I hear nothing but progesterone.
That's an interesting comment, I suppose. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. What else do we got here? Anything else? Well, there's plenty, I guess. That one go. I thought I had something funny on here. I guess not. I showed the duck thing the other day. Here's an interesting video that a lot of women might not quite understand.
Hey, what are you doing? I came out to check on you.
Huh?
What are you doing? Thought you were working.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's on a piece of a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left.
I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
Hey, what are you doing? I came out to.
Do you get it? Do you get it? That's a deep video right there. That's deep. This one got me too. This is like the whole mortality conversation I was having. This one hit me a little harder than it probably should have. That one gets me, man. My wife and I both said goodbye to our mothers in the last 2 years, 3 years. Ooh, that one hits a nerve with me. Not sure why. Bro is crying over wire. I guess you don't get it. It's not about the wire. It's about the time. When he bought that roll of wire, it was huge. They're like, it's big. I don't know. A lot of women don't. I said, why would you think women wouldn't understand? I don't know. A lot of women don't seem to, because I get answers like that, like with he's crying over wire. But I imagine everybody kind of gets it. You have your things too. We all face getting older and all that stuff, you know. That woman is insufferable. She might throw the wire away. Hmm. That made you feel. Yeah, it did. Absolutely, it did. Yeah, there's a lot of people in those files that aren't guilty of anything, guys. We have to remember that. Yep. Lost both my parents in the last 7 years, and it's one of the worst pains I've felt in my life. Let me tell you, I've gone through a lot. Yeah, I'm with you there. I've gone through a lot too, and I didn't have my dad growing up, so I only had my mom, and yeah, it was rough, man. That was a rough couple of years. She had a stroke, and she went downhill from there, and it just reminds you that we're not here forever. And that we should be doing good things for each other. We should be brightening the world up. We should try to do the best we can. Yeah. Anyway. So tonight, let me get this going here. Tonight we'll be live on our normal show, our regular show that we typically do Thursday nights. Let me get this queued. No, stop it. Oh, I guess you know what's happening next. We're all in this dang mess together, guys. We're all in this mess together. We can argue, we can fight about politics and stuff, but let's not make it so we hate each other. Let's try to remember that we're Americans first, and we should be Americans first. We're all in the same boat, man. A couple more comments here, and we'll get rolling. Let's see here.
Trump has only accomplished breaking the economy, brokering deals for he and his family in the Middle East, trying to start wars in numerous countries, invaded countries illegally for profit.
Please, for the love of Pete, turn off the CNN. Holy talking points. The facts don't support any of that. The facts don't support any of that. The video is fake as fuck, and it's not about the wire. Some men just lack emotional intelligence to articulate what they're feeling. Okay. Tell me you don't understand without telling me you don't understand. It doesn't really matter if it's a fake video or a real video. The point is still the same. Backpedal on his ignorance. Finally, a guy with a brain. I hope you're talking about me. Man, please be talking about me.
Wrong.
Ah! Whatever. All right. Facts 100% do. He's doing the country way he did to every one of his companies, driving into the ground and bankrupted. That's how he became a billionaire, I guess, right? I don't know. Well, it's important that you get out there and you find some sources that you trust, right? You can't get your news all from one place. I try to get it from all different places. Like if there's an issue that comes up and I'm looking at it, I'm researching or whatever, I'll go to the other side and see what they're saying about it so I can get the whole view. I'm interested in what the left's telling their people. It's kind of important to us to be able to battle back against the false narratives and things that they preach. So, host, is there an option to toss spammers from the chat, or do you just let them display their ignorance, agendas, etc.? So typically with the chat, I try to do the free speech thing. I don't usually block or and it's hard for me to do it when I'm on the live anyway, but I don't usually block or time out people unless they're ruining the chat experience for other people, so to speak, insulting people or whatever. You could say whatever you want about me. You could direct all your attention at me, your insults, whatever. I don't care. Give it to me. I can handle all that stuff, but I prefer that people don't do that in the chat. So what I would recommend, BP 558 is you can go in the chat and hit those little dots and you can block those people or mute them or whatever so you don't see their comments. That way it doesn't really bother you or affect you as far as taking away from any enjoyment you might have from watching this beautiful face. This beautiful face.
Wrong.
Man. Yeah, use your common sense when listening to stories and news events. Come to your own conclusion, not someone else's. Amen. Yes, 100%. It's important that we do our own research, but some things you just can't. You have to follow, you have to look at the news and what people are telling us. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Tonight, we'll be on here at 9 p.m. 2 times in one day. We're going to do a double header here. We'll be here at 9 p.m. tonight. Faith will be on with me. Where you will get to meet my lovely, beautiful, and talented wife. And we'll carry on the conversation from there. If you had any questions that I didn't answer or whatever, it's hard. I appreciate you asking. It's hard to get to them all. The chat moves pretty quick. So I do my best. Sometimes I tell people to do a super chat, but that's not because I'm like, yeah, give me some money. It's because the chat goes by so fast. And I don't see as much as you do because I have too many things on the screen. So I only see like 5 or 6, last chat messages. So I'll tell people sometimes, hey, if you want, do the super chat because then I see it. It makes it so I can see it. So that's really the only reason. Check out magamericans.com for more info and links. We'll see you back here at 9 p.m. Remember, smile at a stranger and pray for your enemies. And if when I said pray for your enemies, one of those enemies popped into your head and you're like, oh, I can't pray for that guy or woman, stop what you're doing and pray for that person right now, because your blessing will be greater than the one you bestow on them. It's an amazing feeling to let go of those feelings of pain that you might have inside that someone else might have caused. So to get that poison out of you, purge it, and have yourself a blessed day. Remember, tomorrow's Friday. We'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. God bless. Have a wonderful.